So I've always been interested in healthcare. I just all the things like medical and the human body, it fascinates me. And so I decided to start the health science pathway at Pinecrest. But what really got me interested was my amazing teachers. I had Miss Burns, Miss LaFell, and Miss Holloman, and all of them were just really amazing teachers. Especially Miss LaFell. She is such an inspiration. She has a great work ethic, and she definitely knows her stuff. She's a nurse as well, and she's what really inspired me to get into the nursing side of things. I took her nursing fundamentals class, and that class was amazing. We were all such good friends and everything. We got to go to clinicals together and everything, and we just loved like sharing in our love of nursing and wanting to go there. So she's, and she also helped me really solidify that I wanted to go to Sandhills, because she's like, it's a great program. I've had multiple of my students go there and they all love it. So I was like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, the facilities are incredible. So what behavior, she sounds like one who's a pretty strong leader in her own right in the work that she's done. What behaviors did you notice in her that inspired you to say, that's what I want to be?
Well, part of it is she's a NICU nurse. And so she's very compassionate. And part of that is just, I really like how kind she is. She's incredibly funny as well, and she's just a very strong woman. And so it really, I was like, if this is if this is the characteristics of a nurse, like I want to be that too.
And that confidence.
Yeah.
Very good. Connor.
Yeah. So since the age of third grade, when I asked for a bone hand replica for Christmas. Yeah, it's riveting information. But yeah, since then, I've always been really interested in the healthcare field. So I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon for a while. And then I went to a leadership camp at Duke University and found out that a physician assistant was actually what I really wanted to do. So my dad was actually, he was a physician assistant in the Army for over 20 years. So I got to see him up close serving in austere environments and helping to assist surgery in sub-Saharan desert weather. And like that just really, that was so cool to me. Like it just really appealed to me. So I started to pursue the idea that I wanted to be a physician assistant. I found a college that would get me to that goal as quickly as possible in a 5-year PA program with Duquesne. And I'm so blessed to have him as a role model to look off of. I mean, I have a dream to do medical missions in countries that are war-torn, such as Burma with the Free Burma Rangers. And he's really inspired that. Just seeing him to serve in those austere environments has really just been a really cool thing for me to see him to kind of go along with. So, yeah.
Very cool.
One of my biggest passions in life is helping others, and I have so many different passions, and my mom has been the biggest inspiration to me for like healthcare, because I also want to pursue nursing and move on to be a nurse practitioner, because my end goal is really like mission work. I want to serve either abroad or local, wherever I end up settling down. And I wanted to be able to bring a skill to offer those people. And my mom was the first person in her family to graduate college, and she's a physical therapist. And hearing her stories about what she does, it's a very emotionally heavy job working in the medical field, but it is so rewarding and so fulfilling knowing you're able to help people, even if you don't see the results immediately. And it just filled me with such excitement and passion. Like I love science and healthcare, and I took a health science class, and it fit the bill, and I wanted to bring a skill for when I do mission work someday. So I just love helping others and wanted to combine that with the skill I can offer.
So you both focused on mission. That came out clearly through your discussion. So what mission? I mean, what does that mean for you? Why did you decide to go in that direction?
Yeah, for me personally, on my 16th birthday, what my family usually does is they give us a budget to go anywhere in the world that we want to do with that money, and that's like our 16th birthday trip. So I was planning on going to Burma to serve with the Free Burma Rangers, which is basically an organization that right now there's a complete genocide happening in this country where these citizens are being overrun by a military dictatorship. I've seen horrible images, I've seen terrible videos, and I felt called to go there. So I wanted to do that. So my 16th birthday, I planned a trip to it's modern day Myanmar. And then COVID canceled everything, and I couldn't travel anymore. I definitely can't get on a plane. It was right as soon as COVID started. So I had to kind of refocus. I ended up going to Alaska, which was also an incredible thing. But I knew that it wasn't what I was meant to do. And I think Burma is still where I feel called to be. So now that this really sparked a passion for me to just do mission work in austere environments in general. But yeah, that's kind of what sparked that.
Yeah, and for me, our youth group, I'm a youth council leader. And so I help like direct, organize, and coordinate all of our events for the year on a group of 10 members total. And we plan a mission trip every summer for a week. And this summer we're going to Nashville. And my first mission trip, we went to Orlando, and we went to the Orlando Rescue Mission. And I was tasked with helping lead Vacation Bible School it's a homeless shelter for women and children. And we come in this big gymnasium, and there's like up to 70 kids from toddlers to older than me. And I was tasked with teaching them Bible story and just loving on these kids. And that first week, just watching, like the minute we walk in, they just run to us, they hug, they're all over us. And then at the end of the week, we're all crying and they're begging us to stay. And just, I felt more fulfilled in that 1 week of just playing and loving on children than I have in my blessed life of just our first world country. It's just crazy, the amount of suffering. And I just feel like serving others, and I feel called to help people. And so those mission trips really solidified
Very good.
desire.
Well, you somewhat answered where you envisioned yourself kind of down the line in 3 to 5 years. But I'm going to ask a little different question around the same thing. Because all of you are calling really into the same field. That's really caring for others. But you're also going in and dealing with people in their most vulnerable time. What's that mean for you? How do you approach that? Or how are you thinking about approaching and dealing with patients in their most vulnerable time?
I just really want to think about compassion. Like, these people, this could be the worst point in their lives, and you just as a nurse, you could be the one person that just totally turns their life around. Like, I've heard of so many stories of people thanking their nurses because they're like, my nurse was my everything when I was sick. They were my rock. I needed them, especially people who might not have family that could help them. And so I really am super excited to be that person for someone. And maybe not everyone, they have other support systems, but if there's even one person that I could help impact, I would love to do that.
I mean, as a healthcare provider in general, some of the hardest things we have to do, or that we will have to do, is caring for people when they are at their most vulnerable positions, sometimes even close to death, and that's a really difficult situation to be in, for sure. But what it really comes down to is you get to be that light, you get to be that person there who's you can direct them in the right way, you can put compassion on them, you can do all these things, and that's ultimately, it can be a curse, but it can also be the best blessing. And I'm really looking forward for that to be a blessing and not a curse.
And they basically said it, but it's like, imagine yourself, if you were at your worst, how would you want to be treated? And like I said, from hearing my mom talk, I mean, she's a physical therapist, and she'll come into rooms, and she's had to do the job of a nurse if someone wasn't doing their job correctly. And she said that sometimes she'll just sit there and just be there with a person. Like, one time there was a family member who was stressed, and she just turned to them and said, "You're doing a good job," and they just broke into tears, and she just held them. And it's like, it's the simplest of moments in life, and we're called to care for and help others. And because at the bare minimum, we would want the same for us. And so you have to be patient and compassionate and really empathetic, but it is so fulfilling being able to just be there for someone.
Yeah, being fully present makes a big difference with people's lives. The Scholars for Life, that was a term that was given to us by our scholars. Said that what it is to be a Tin Whistle Scholar for Life. In 3 to 5 words, what would that actually mean to you?
I'd say making new and lasting connections.
Serving in a meaningful way with the community. Serving in a meaningful community. Well, we'll go with that. I think that's less than 5 words. So.
Hope for my future.